this girl post a video talking about how the only successful straight relationships that she's ever seen is where the guy is this like really stable, grounded, like kind person, and the girl is just like a little bit crazy. Like she's just a little emotional roller coaster. That is so true, because that is the embodiment of the masculine and feminine energies. Like the masculine is supposed to contain is not the greatest word, but basically just, you know, hold space for the waves, the roller coaster of the female emotions. We are supposed to be really emotional creatures, and the masculine energy, in his divine masculine energy, is supposed to be able to.
The thing I love about what TikTok has become is it has essentially become almost like a hypnotic attempt from women to condition men to excuse all of their bad behaviors, all of their poor choices and bad decisions. And, oh, we should just brush it off because they're girls, right? And I love the whole, "Oh, I saw this on TikToks from another girl, and it just makes so much sense." Of course it makes sense to you. And it's just like videos like this really just highlight how manipulative women are because, right, as women, they think that men's ultimate goal and like we're gonna die if we can't, have sex or whatever. And so they have created this idea that they are the ultimate prize, while most of them honestly don't really bring a whole lot of value to the table. A lot of them are not going to be a net positive on your life if you get with a lot of these women. And I love how it's a complete lack of accountability and taking responsibility for poor actions. And oh well, the all men are just supposed to put up with us being crazy. It's just like, jeez, dude, we are so cooked as a society because this technology and social media, it has fried our brains. And I know for a fact, like at some point, someday I'll meet a nice girl and we'll have a great time and we'll have a great relationship. But my goodness gracious, just what on earth even is this sort of nonsense that we see on TikTok? And let's get into the next clip because this is something else. This is the next clip here.
Women would take over the world in one fucking second if we said no more pussy till you give us power, but that will never happen because it will require all women to come together and have each other's backs in a system that's designed to tear us apart. Who said that?
I mean, does she really think that she's making some sort of intellectual point? Women would take over the world? No, they wouldn't take over the world because they don't have the physical ability to take over the world. The reason why men have been in charge for so long is because men are more equipped to handle the physical burdens that are required in order for us to stay alive. I mean, just look at the general job market, right? Women tend to work office jobs. They don't work manual labor jobs. Women basically, a lot of them work like fake jobs that we have created for them so they can, pat themselves on the back and say, "Oh yeah, I'm fighting the patriarchy. I'm such a strong woman. I do spreadsheets for a living or I make cold calls or whatever nonsense they do." But if you really look at the backbone of society, what keeps everything moving, it's men. So no, that women would not take over power. And I'm not saying this because I don't think women can have power or anything like that. It's just a nonsensical thought of this insane modern feminism ideology that women somehow need to dominate the world rather than our species coexisting and working together in order to create a better life and us both obtaining valuable knowledge and resources and skills that we can use to help each other. And so just for one, I mean, how are women gonna take over the world if they can't even keep the electricity going? Like, let's get into this next clip because I'm gonna show you. I mean, do you think that women like? Because let's think about what keeps our economy running, what keeps our energy moving, what keeps our houses powered, what keeps the AC on, right? That is fossil fuels right now. And if it wasn't fossil fuels, it would be some sort of other resource that we would use to keep everything powered. But let's just see, for instance, so do we really think women are going to take over the world? Well, for one, can they keep everything actually in place and running and in order? Let's see if you think a woman would be able to do a mandatory and essential job in order to keep society in place. Let's have a look here at this video. So, yeah, I mean, is there realistically a path in the world for women to achieve absolute domination and control in society? I mean, because yeah, I mean, just one look at this dude; he's absolutely jacked. And but I mean, this is what it takes in order to keep the electricity on in your house. This is what it takes in order to keep to allow you to charge your cell phone so you can record yourself making these pseudo intellectual claims and get on TikTok and think that you're way smarter than you actually are. Um, and I love how she says, like, if we stopped, like, giving our pussy up, like, we stopped having sex with them, as if, like, not all men are just motivated by sex, like and it's crazy to think that, like, somehow the value of sex and a pussy coincides with absolute control and world domination. Like, no, I think everything would be fine if women stopped having sex with men. I think our population would collapse. I think we'd probably see a labor shortage and some things would happen that would not be good for society. But the fact is like that the modern feminist idea that the pussy is so important that it can actually control the world and run the world and like men were just these sex crazed apes that it's like if we don't have sex, we'll go crazy and that we'll be so like desperate for pussy that if women cut us off that we're going to just we'll give them world domination, world dictatorship. It's just where do people come up with these ideas? And what's wild to me is this girl sitting in her nice little posh apartment making these stupid ass TikToks. I mean, is this girl gonna help out the world really? Let's think about it. Or is she just gonna make more young girls even stupider? And so now young girls are gonna go around with this idea that, oh yeah, like if I just stopped, if I just didn't give men pussy or whatever, that's how I get world domination. Like women will take over the world because stupid men. Goodness gracious, dude. Oh man, and let's get into this final clip here because this final clip here is truly what girls like this who come up with these stupid ideas that women would take over the world in 1 second if we just stopped having sex with men. For one, you're just making the world worse. Like you're creating a divisive and hostile atmosphere where men are and women are against each other rather than working for each other for the greater good. And then you create girls and TikTok is just so stupid because it creates girls like this next clip that I'm going to show you where they are just so idiotic and they have created in their mind this delusion and false reality where they are like essentially like the world is theirs and they're a Disney princess and that for some reason just for their existence no matter how useful they are how valuable their knowledge is the quality of human being that that how much they can contribute to society that somehow they are just entitled to whatever it is they want and they can have these insanely high standards and anyway let's get into this video because this is the problem that it's just insane how cooked we are with modern women from these TikToks. Because I mean, you go through these comments, and I mean, it's just women reinforcing absolute stupidity. I mean, they're just agreeing with each other, and of course, there's no other sort of opinion that could, like, there's no sort of counter opinion that could make them wrong. No, of course they're right because these types of women are like the absolute epitome of what narcissism is, and they're just pure consumers. They're totally toxic for society. But let's get into this final clip because we're going to just sum this up. And we're just going to go over basically how cooked we are.
The other day I was talking with some of my friends and they were like, Madison, don't you think you should maybe lower your expectations for what you're looking for in a man just a little bit? And for a second, it might have got me a little bit. I was like, maybe I should. Maybe that's why I've been single for so long. And then I realized, wait, why would I do that? When my expectations are literally what I bring to the table. It's not impossible, because I bring it. I'm just looking for somebody that can bring what I bring to the table. But men these days, ugh.
Yeah, I mean, we're just as a society, these young people are just so absolutely just stupid. I mean, what does this girl bring to the table? I mean, she doesn't really go into detail about what she does. I mean, I'm sure that she's just thinking her looks. And I mean, she she's kind of okay looking. I mean, she's pretty, I think, but I think she looks like she's in her mid 30s and she's probably in her young 20s because that's something that all the kids are into nowadays is um making themselves look 10 years older. I don't know why. But this is the nature of the modern woman here in the United States. I mean, they want everything, they don't want to do anything, they don't want to contribute anything, and they think that they're the trophy, they're the prize that for their existence, for putting on some lip gloss and whatever, and batting their eyes and putting on some eye makeup, that they are entitled to riches and wealth and again, it's just laziness. It's pure laziness. I mean, it's 1,000% easier to just put on some makeup and open your legs than it is to actually like think about how difficult it is to like become a scientist, right? If you want to become a neurosurgeon, that's infinitely more difficult than it is to just become like some e-thought or some, just whore basically. So I love how like basically what TikTok is it's just like whores giving advice to other whores. And I feel like a lot of these videos, like these girls should just, when they're like, oh yeah, I saw this video, just be like, yeah, I saw this whore on the internet and she said this and I'm a whore too. So, cause oh my God, bro, we're just GG, no it's donezo, bro. Like just understand that this is out there and really just focus on the bag, bro. Focus on finding that money and just don't pay attention to these females, bro. Like you just learn how to spot these red flags and understand that, man, a lot of these women are just, man, it is absolute insanity beyond, I can't even, it's just so hard to even put into words like how ridiculous this is and how really at like the core of like the nature of women, they're just not really honestly useful for society. Well, when it really boils down to it, I mean, a lot of girls are like doctors and nurses. Don't get me wrong. Those are extremely useful people for society, but a lot of these women are not useful and they're just pure consumers. They don't actually produce anything. They don't create anything. They're just these narcissistic, egomaniac like people that think, oh, just because nature designed them to look pretty to men, that they should be able to do nothing, be so incredibly rude, so incredibly mean, entitled, spoiled. It's just, man, I don't know where we're supposed to go, but that's enough TikTok for me, man. I gotta log off and get out of here.